living like the winter do.
See me with the crew, had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move. Feel like I gotta grow in a Jimmy Choo. Break the rules, no you're not a fool, but I'm in the mood.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, you know what I'm saying? Looking real chocolate and handsome, you know what I'm saying? Looking real daddy-ish for your baby mama, you know what I'm saying? But I got another very important and educational Rikers Island story. This story is the top 7 things I learned about Bloods and Crips while locked up. But really, this is the top 7 things I learned about New York gangs, period, while locked up. The reason why I did this is this is going to be another story that's getting into the mental aspect of it, you know what I'm saying? The esoterical aspect of it, you know. This is getting into my observation of New York gangs while I was on Rikers Island. This is also compiled of what I know about gangs once I came home from Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is educational. This is not for you sensitive Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, Patias, whoever. Anyone who listens or watches this video and finds any way to feel some type of way about me, I'll let you know in advance. Suck my dick. But this is educational, like I said, and this is for the upliftment of the people, especially the youth. So without further ado, let's get it, man. These are the top 7 things I learned about New York gangs while on Rikers Island, for better or worse. Getting to number 1. Oh yeah, by the way, none of these are any level of importance except for the last one that I'm going to say, which is the most important one, all right? But without further ado, let's get it. Number 1. They are the most powerful, but yet still the most weak. Now, that would sound a little strange to say they're the most powerful, but yet the most weak. But when I say the most powerful, I mean they're the most powerful as far as the ability to commit crime, the ability to be violent. They're the most powerful. They have the largest numbers. You know what I'm saying? As far as people who have an impact on the community, whether it be negative or positive, you know what I'm saying? They have the largest numbers. They are the most powerful, but they are the most weak. And why are they the most weak? Because, and none of this applies to every single gang member, of course, but unfortunately it applies to most. And they are weak because they lack the respect for human life, the respect for humankind, the respect for nature, the sense of self. The sense of self that could turn a Malcolm Little beginning a 10-year prison sentence into a Malcolm X while leaving, as he leaves that same prison sentence. That's the difference. Moving on to number 2. The police are the real big homies and the bosses over every gang. I mean, contrary to popular belief, even the big homies of Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, Patias, you know, ultimately, once you go to jail, just like everyone else, down to the neutral dudes and beneath them to the day room dummies, the soft dudes, you know what I'm saying? The rapists, you know what I'm saying? The pedophiles. The real big homie once you go to prison is DOC, okay? The police. Those are the real big homies. And a lot of the most craziest things, or a lot of the things that get sanctioned to go down, it wouldn't go down unless somebody asks permission from an officer for it to go down at a specific time, in a specific place, during a specific kind of shift. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, speaking on the most negative aspect of this, a lot of times, you know, these dudes be like snitching on each other, snitching on neutral dudes, snitching on threats, You know what I'm saying? And like I said, getting permission from the police to do things. And what's crazy is just like when, you know what I'm saying, they killed the Crip brother Ice. You know what I'm saying? They do all of that just for at the end of the day, once everybody go down, you know what police gonna do? It's sink or swim, it's you or them. And it's rather you than them, you know what I'm saying? Moving on to number 3. Top 7 things I learned about Bloods, Crips, and other gangs while in Rikers Island is most of them don't trust each other. And why would they? You know, we already coming into jail from environments where you've been betrayed, you've seen betrayal, you can't even trust your own mama half the time. You don't know your father, so you don't trust your father, and then you join this gang, and the only way to earn your respect is through violence. It's through, you know what I'm saying, screwing people over, screwing your own people over. How could you expect to trust a bunch of people, whether y'all in the same gang set or not? You know what I'm saying? It's virtually non-existent. But at the same time, I've also seen, like I said, a heavy level of brotherhood. I have seen gang members really have real trust and faith in each other. I've seen Bloods really come through for Bloods. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people who never knew each other outside of town. They come together under an organization in jail and they become the best of friends, you know what I'm saying? And they hold each other down in Rikers Island. They lucky enough to get up north and be within the same building of each other, let alone the same mod or the same cell block. I've seen them hold each other down. People who they never knew, like I said, before they came to jail, but now, you know what I'm saying, dudes is meeting dudes' mothers and dudes is getting hooked up with people's sisters and cousins, and then they come home, and a lot of times, you know, they still maintain a friendship for better or worse, you know, because a lot of times dudes come home and you know, they plan to like sell drugs and rob people together. As somebody who was locked up and in prison and had my own couple of plans of coming home, sticking up people and robbing check casher stores and stuff like that. But moving on to number 4. Gangs were needed to organize people against oppression and tyranny. You don't gotta be a big connoisseur on gang politics and gang information to know that the story goes is that the police in LA were treating the black citizens of LA and California very harshly, very racistly. I think I just invented that word, racistly. But it's a common story that, you know, the toughest people from these neighborhoods, they've been together, right? And they organize themselves against the police, you know, similar to the Nation of Islam, similar to the Black Panthers. All of which, all parties involved were infiltrated by, you know what I'm saying, people who look like us, some people who don't, and they worked for higher authorities. You know what I'm saying? But that's for another story. But they were very much needed. Gang may be the wrong word, maybe more like organization, brotherhood, stuff like that. But moving on to number 5, which is a continuation from number 4, which is where I said gangs were needed to organize people. It's ironic because now, being with number 5, gangs separate everyone, okay? Just think if all black people, all melanated people, foundational Americans, Pan-Africans, whatever the hell you want to call it, but just imagine if all Bloods and Crips and our Hispanic brothers and sisters, all of our Patia brothers and sisters, all our Land King brothers and sisters, imagine if there was no neighborhood to fight over, and everybody considered wherever they at, no matter how far you at from somebody, everybody considered wherever you at to be home. Imagine if there was no hood to fight over. Imagine if there was no color to fight over. It would be easier to find more common things to unite over, like the most important thing, the future of our children, which unfortunately the average gang member isn't concerned with. They more concerned with living for their first name and not their last name, which is something that can't be blamed on just gang members. It's kind of a thing with all people who don't come from wealth. See, people who come from wealth and have built wealth, they know what it feels like to want to live for their name, their last name, and set up their family, you know what I'm saying? Through like nepotism and things like that. But gangs separate everyone, unfortunately, and it makes it hard for people to love each other. It makes it hard for people to see each other as brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? But moving on, we down to the last two. Here's number 6. Gangs allow sheep and cowards to decorate themselves as wolves. Perfect example of this, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Sheep, coward, probably a CIA agent before his first song even came out. You know what I'm saying? A specific gang put him down, and due to, you know, people not coming from nothing, greed took over, and that greed was taken advantage of, and stupidity was the main culprit of how 6ix9ine became who he am, and unfortunately, you know, Shadi and them other Treyway brothers ended up the way that they ended, you know, because through the veil of a gang, a sheep was allowed to come in and decorate himself as a wolf. People like that are a majority of who are in these gangs, and these are the people who they do the most slimy stuff. These are the people who, you know, you say a group of 5 go in, they try to rob a house, and maybe women is there, women are tied up. This is the guy who takes it upon himself to, on top of the fact that they're risking a burglary charge, you know what I'm saying, he forces himself on that woman or that young girl in that house that day, you know what I'm saying? It's just, gangs now, I see, in my opinion, it's too easy to invite the wrong people in just because they're willing to be violent. That's kind of like the number one prerequisite for being accepted into a gang, and as men leading men, that ain't the way to build. That's not a way to build a nation, you know what I'm saying? That's not a way to build a real positive organization for the benefit of your own people, you know what I'm saying? And going into number 7, we still need them. We still need all of them. They are our warrior class. They just need the right motivation and a sense of purpose. And, you know, I honestly believe that in my heart. You know, I feel like I'm not giving up on my people. I'm not giving up on my black people. By the way, I'm gonna always say we gotta stop calling ourselves black, but that's because we haven't come up with something better that describes us and don't have no attachments to a past that nobody got real proof of. But as well as them and our Hispanic people who all have the same ancestors as well, you know, the same DNA going through our own veins, you know. We still need all these people. We still need all these men. And the women involved, we need them to be doing more productive things and not being involved in these organizations, you know. But we still need them all. You know, all it takes is the right guidance, you know, the right, not person, because we don't need a savior. We need a movement. You know, all it takes is the right couple leaders to say, listen, we not doing this no more. You know, I've had a video months back where I stated gangs who have 10, 20, 30, 40-year-old beefs, a lot of this could maybe start to become fixed when you have OGs possibly marrying their daughters and sons into families of the opposition, with people on the other side guaranteeing the safety of that person. You know, we may begin to fix this through arranged marriages, or maybe a catastrophe may have to happen and the damn media hits the planet or something. You know what I'm saying? Because we already had our own people be killed by police and other people, and that hasn't done much. So maybe a catastrophe gotta happen, or maybe us as human beings, we on a spiritual journey and our consciousness is gonna hit a certain part where naturally these things will get better. You know, who knows? But that's my opinion. Top 7 things I learned about Bloods, Crips, and other things while locked up on Rikers Island. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.